wasn't short enough. It was still 16 minutes. And I had 12 minutes. And the day comes. And the guy shows us everything on the speakers. And there's this big timer on the stage. And he says, that's going to start blinking at 12 minutes. And you got to get off. I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting in the audience. I'm like one of the last speakers of the day, so my heart is thumping. Like the whole day, and my hands are trembling. And I go, I haven't been like this in years, and I'm freaking out here. And I'm sitting there going over and over in my head, you know, how can I drop 4 minutes? How can I drop 4 minutes? I couldn't think of anything. Have you ever been in that just locked in place in your head? And I'm thinking, this is not a good state of mind to be in for doing this talk. And I get to the side of the stage, and there, you know, there's a little counter counting down before I go up on stage, and I'm still like, oh my God, what am I going to drop? What am I going to drop? And my stomach's clenched in a knot, and I just think, oh my gosh, I need something here. And a transforming idea came to mind. And it was something that my coach had told me. And obviously I've told lots of people before, but you know how you forget all that great advice that you give others when you most need it? So I got this idea from going on a roller coaster. Now I know some of you out there, you probably like going on roller coasters, some of you don't like being on roller coasters. Well, there is this wide spectrum of behavior when it comes to roller coaster riding. And on one end of the spectrum, you can always find me, which is, I wouldn't go on. Just didn't like that ride, didn't look like fun. Now, I was once dragged on by a friend who insisted that this would be fun. And it was that P&E ride. Has anyone been on that old, rickety, nasty little 1938 thing that could fall down? So she drags me on, and all the cars come up. And so I want to take the middle car, because this is the safe one, right? And we get in, and the handlebar comes down. And I feel it is important to white knuckle that sucker the whole way, and I didn't look. My eyes were open, and I crunched myself up to a ball of tension, hating the whole thing, praying till the whole thing would end, and as soon as it ended, I staggered to the bathroom and I threw it, basically. Now that is one way to ride a roller coaster. Now, on the other end of the spectrum are other kinds of people. I'm sure some of you are this kind of person. Now they do not take the middle car. Which car do these people like to take?
The front one.
The front car, that's right. And when that ride is going down the first hill, what do those people usually like to do? Woo! They're like this the whole ride, woo! They're screaming, they're laughing, everything. And when the ride is over and they get off, what do these people usually like to do?
Get in line again.
They get back in line, they go again. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what would it take to be one of those kind of people? And you know what? I found out it's one thing. Does anyone care to venture a guess?
A decision.
It's a decision. But before the decision, you have to connect to the unconscious. And it's one physical thing. And I found this out when I was 30 years old. And I was spoken in front of this huge convention, 900 people on, flowing with change. And afterwards, a bunch of my colleagues are sitting in the lounge, and they say, hey, look, there's a roller coaster. Let's go on the roller coaster. So they all started heading across the street, and I said, I'll just watch. I don't like roller coasters. And they said, yeah, but you just spoke on flowing with change. I said, yeah, but that's got nothing to do with it, really. And they said, no, really, it's all about flowing with change when you think about a roller coaster, right? They go, no, you should go on and give it a try. There's one thing that makes all the difference. And I said, what's that? And they said, let go of the handlebar. Go like that. And I said, I am not doing that. I am going to get sucked out of that thing. I'm going to fall 40 feet to my death. You've got to be kidding. They go, no, it really works. Trust us. It's great. It totally changes the whole run. So they buy me a ticket. They put me in line for the front car, and then they leave me there. And they go, they buy corn dogs. They're sitting there eating their corn dogs and watching me on a park bench. So I'm standing there in line. I'm in my little corporate business suit with all the 12-year-olds in the lineup, kind of, waiting for my turn, thinking, oh, this is so dumb. I'm not that afraid of a roller coaster. This shouldn't be too hard, really. And all the, the cars would come up, the people in front would get in. It would take off, and I'd see, and they'd go down, and I'd hear these blood-curdling screams, and then the whole cars would come back, and I just swear to God, there'd be like 2 people missing. And I was starting to freak out. I'm thinking, no, this is okay. I can do this. I got to get over this phobia. So it's my turn. I get in there, and then you sit down, right? And there's this little safety belt that's from 1956 Chevrolet. Really, like, how is this thing going to hold me? And then there's the little piece of aluminum that is your handlebar. Like, no way. And I'm thinking, I've heard that these roller coasters go from like 0 to 82 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. And those kind of G-forces are not felt even by fighter pilots who have safety helmets and parachutes. And we don't. And so I'm thinking all this stuff in my head, thinking, I'm focusing on the wrong things here. So the ride takes off, and it starts to go up the hill, and it makes that little ch-ch-ch-ch sound. And my friends are down there going, okay. So I'm like trying to, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna let go. And it gets up to the top of the hill, and then it stops at the top, right? And it waits there for a moment, just before it hurtles down the track. So I'm just about to, like, for the very first time in my life, go like this, and then the girl behind me goes, oh my God! And I go flying down, and I'm holding on, and I'm feeling sick, and it's horrible. I think, no, I've got to make a new decision. So the second hill, I lift my hands up in the air like never before, and I scream so loud even the dogs can hear me. And I go down, and I go up again, and I go down, and I go up again, and I go down, and about the third hill, I am not screaming, I'm laughing, because I have totally let go, and I'm flowing with the ride. And as soon as the ride ended, and I got off of the ride, I did not need to throw up. I thought, wow, I didn't feel motion sick. That is cool. And I thought, that's the first time ever. I got to go again. I got to figure out what it is. And I went like this the whole way, and I'm laughing. I'm loving the whole ride. I went again, and now I'm a roller coaster addict, quite frankly. I love it, and I never get motion sick. I used to get car sick, plane sick, boat sick, never. It's just like that cured me. And it's that, I had crossovers in my life. So there's me on the roller coaster, and I take people with me. This is Stephen Hammond's partner, Jack, for those of you who know Stephen. And he said, I hate roller coasters. I said, you got to go on hands-free. He wouldn't do it. I said, okay, we're going to switch next time. You go hands-free, I'll hold on. And so, he loved it and I hated it. So anyways, so there I was, side of the stage, 1 minute, 28 seconds to go. And I said, you know what, I gotta do that. I gotta just go like this. And literally I let go. And I thought, I'm just gonna let go of my script and everything. I'm gonna go on stage and I'm just gonna connect with people. I'm gonna totally be there with people. And I heard myself talking, and I wasn't saying anything that was in my script. I was just totally there with people, and they were with me. I could feel the connection. And at some point, I felt like it was important to just finish. And I finished. And I looked down, and all this was going on 12 minutes and 4 seconds.
Whoa.
Rushed me, they were talking to me, my film went up on video, and that video has brought me a lot of work. And so it's a great experience, and it's like that old adage, like you have to put the work in, you have to distill. Jeffrey knows this, you gotta work, you gotta make it really, really honed, and then you have to completely let it go. It's that weird paradox, right?